Welcome back to another episode of Muscles and Masculinity from T to Z. I'm Scott, your co host. This is Jody. And then tonight we have Cody Harman on as our guest. Cody, welcome. It is really good to
Thanks.
have you, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, you are a bodybuilder.
Correct. Yeah.
How'd you get in bodybuilding?
I played sports growing up, pretty much my whole life, and I've gone through I've always been into some sort of activity. So after I graduated high school and stuff, I kind of lost that activity and turned to running first. Then I went from running to CrossFit, and then CrossFit to bodybuilding. So that was kind of the evolution of my fitness journey.
Mason
Did
also
you,
had,
no, go ahead. What'd you say, Scott?
sorry, Mason kind of also had the same thing too. He went
Yeah,
from hockey, college and hockey to now bodybuilding.
yeah, yeah,
I
that's
vibe
interesting.
with that, man. Once you graduate high school and you're like, well, what do I do now? And you
Yeah,
have
Yeah,
no like guidance, no. And I was missing kind of like the team atmosphere, like finding your tribe type deal. And you can find that in bodybuilding, powerlifting, whatever else. So I definitely felt it when I found it. I don't know if it was like that for you guys or
yeah, for sure. And it's that challenge, right? Or the competitiveness, and it was just completely missing from my life. I felt lost. So I think that's how I got into running, because then I did some races, and like that was all fun and games, but um obviously missing a whole aspect of lifting. That was during times where it was like not so popular yet. Like I ran pre-transition. um, I started CrossFit pre-transition too, um, but I didn't get it into bodybuilding until after transitioning. Definitely the competition aspect I missed, and also the community. Like the team, like you said. Obviously, bodybuilding is more of like a solo sport. It can be a little bit more isolating, but there's still a community. So, yeah.
yeah, because you all
how
go
many
through the
shows, man? How many have you done?
Let's see. So, first one I did was in 2000, at the end of 2016. It was the International Association of Trans Bodybuilding, which was called FitCon back then. It was before it was like a
Yeah.
Wow.
league situation. Old school was part of a conference thing. I think I saw it in like FTM magazine. So another like very old school thing that doesn't exist anymore that I know of. And from there, I took some time off because I had phalloplasty. So that was a pretty big disruption, and competed again in 2020, competing twice in 2020. And then in 2023, I competed again. So I don't know. That was like four, I
Was
think.
that like five, six? Wow, man, that's crazy. Pre and post
So fun stuff.
phalloplasty too to jump right back. I mean, not jump
Yeah.
right back into it, but to get back into it like that. That's awesome,
Yeah, yeah.
man.
It was like recover from surgery, have a surgery, recover. It was a lot of like lose muscle, gain muscle. It was definitely frustrating. Not my favorite time in life, but at least that's behind me. Now I can just keep moving forward.
Was that after phalloplasty? Because, obviously you lose a little bit of fat, muscle, glycogen, everything. You don't necessarily know how or where you'll gain it back. And so, as you were watching yourself kind of recomp after surgery, were you looking, as you're running through your poses, were you seeing, well, this kind of looks different now, or maybe we need to change something else? Or as you started getting all that muscle back, was it, we're just building better than we were before? Not much has changed.
Yeah, I think it came back. I wouldn't say like quickly per se, but it comes back the second time around a lot quicker than the first. So if
Mhm.
anyone's having surgery, just know, that whole like, what's it called? I don't know, muscle memory situation.
Yeah.
I know there's arguments if it's real or not, but like I say it's real just from experience, because there's no way I put muscle on that quickly the first time.
Yeah.
So it definitely came back quicker. And because I was able to, really focus on bodybuilding without disruptions, I feel like I put on more. But it wasn't because like uh, anything in particular. It's just that I had actually an extended period of time where I could focus, and I didn't have a surgery break. I was already done with all my surgeries. Yeah.
2 shows in 1 year. That's tough too, right? You said in 2022 you did 2 bodybuilding competitions.
Yeah, so I actually did summer shredding, which is that, Christian Guzman. That
In
was like,
Texas, right?
yeah. So it was in Houston, Texas. That was before they had multiple locations. It was just one show. And it was a lot of shows were up in the air in 2020 as far as what's gonna happen, what's being like, it kept
Yeah.
getting pushed back, and it got pushed back to like fall. So now it's like actually just the show is still in the fall, but that's like the championship one. So I competed there. And then the next week I did my first MPC show. So it was kind of like
Uh,
uh, it was definitely harder because I was competing, with some other friends that were involved in it, and they got to like celebrate and everything when they're done and like have their meal. And I was like, damn it,
right.
I still can't eat actually. So that was a rough, a few days until I got back home in my routine of things, and then the next weekend. But it was like a week of just hard re-depleting and getting on stage again. But at least it was only a week. I feel like it's harder if you're waiting multiple weeks. Like if it's like
Yeah.
4 weeks away, then you're just like, I can't. You could probably have one little post meal, but then you just have to keep prepping for another 4 weeks. So extra torture.
Yeah, that's brutal, man. Good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how bodybuilders do it. I like food too much, so.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, I said I got to do one bodybuilding competition just because I didn't think it would be possible when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
I was female. So like I feel like I owe it to myself to put myself through that torture to do
Yeah.
a bodybuilding competition. But I think I'm gonna learn to love every second of it, and I like. Like we're rediscovering shit that we didn't think was possible maybe in our younger years.
Yeah.
So,
Most
but
definitely.
I
I
know it's
always
going to be
say,
torture.
yeah, it is. It's its own special type of torture. But I always say like everyone should try it once. Granted, you have a healthy-ish like relationship with food, because it's definitely not healthy in that circumstance. It's a challenge. You learn a lot about yourself. It's one of the hardest things you could do just mentally, because not a lot of people can strategically basically starve themselves for
Yeah.
15 or 12, 15, 20 weeks, however long your prep is. So it's definitely a mental game. And I always have to remind myself, like when you're in the middle of it and you're so hungry and you're stressed, you got so many things, like life doesn't stop for prep. You still have to show up, you still have to work, you still gotta interact with people and not be an asshole and be hangry. So it's just constantly reminding yourself, like, hey, this is a choice. You chose this. Like, it is a privilege to starve strategically.
Yes.
Some people just starve because they don't have food. So
Yeah.
don't be an asshole and have some gratitude.
It's good to hear you say that you chose this, like as a bodybuilder, like
Yeah.
you chose to put yourself through this shit, but doesn't make it suck any less. But I have mad respect for that, for you saying, for you owning this shit. Like I'm
Yeah.
eating like 6 grains of rice and lifting 5 hours a day. I don't feel good right now, type stuff.
Yeah, no fun.
Is
Not
it
fun at all.
weird seeing your body, or I shouldn't say weird, but I can't think of a better word, like in your bulk, where you're getting big, you're putting on as much muscle and size as possible, knowing that you're going to lose a lot of it. I have never like shredded down to get on stage at, what was your body fat percentage when you got on stage? Do you know?
So I'm not sure. Body fat isn't something that I measure because it's just based off how you look.
Yeah.
I would be interested to get like a DEXA scan just out of pure curiosity, but it's never something that I've actually done.
Yeah.
But my stage weight, like the last time, I think it was like 135 or something, and that came from, I think during that bulk, I was up in the 160s. So if you can think about, like, that's a good amount of weight to lose. And you're like, damn, I didn't know I had that much to lose, but you do.
Yeah, all the
That's what I'm.
glycogen.
Yeah, your body just looks so different that I guess is it like weird getting used to that, like waking up and you're like, oh, I have abs first thing in the morning and in the evening. This doesn't usually happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of fascinating at the same time. I think that cutting, well, for me, but I feel like a lot of people is actually I wouldn't like easier, but like mentally easier in a way that when you're in prep from week to week, you're seeing changes, especially like beginning, middle, like you just see your body start to take its shape, and it's exciting, and it's something that pushes you forward and keeps you motivated when you feel like shit. But when it comes to bulking, you're just like eating food and you just like, I'm just putting on body fat and like, yeah, I put on some size, I'm getting stronger, but I don't know, like, you just don't know how much progress you're actually making until like you peel it off the next time. So it's
That's
always
fair.
just
Yeah.
this, oof, yeah, it's a mental game with the bulking as well.
Yes. Yeah. All my bulks are dirty, dirty bulks, man. I'm like, we're gonna put on size one way or another, whatever. I'll just be a behemoth. But then, yeah, as soon as I start to lose weight, I'm like, where the hell do my shoulders go? And then it's like, where the hell did my back go? These shirts are so baggy on me now.
Yeah,
It's
it can be
crazy.
a humbling experience for sure.
Exactly. That part, man.
No.
I just need
Um,
a
oh,
consistent everything.
look, I'm sitting here looking at both of you, and I'm like, it's a good thing I'm in this sweatshirt because it's just fucking traps for days, dude. Like, I can't wait for everybody to see this. It's just like traps,
Oh
dude.
man.
I thought I
Like,
had good traps, and I'm being humbled on this, right?
it's funny that like
Legit.
when it comes to traps, like it's the one thing that in a regular gym setting that a cis guy, like will come up and be like, "How did you get your traps?" I'm just like, genetics, dude. I don't do a fucking thing, so I can't
Yep.
help
Yeah,
you out there.
You're like
yeah.
born with it. How
Yeah.
affirming is that to have a cis person come up to you and be like, "Holy shit, man!" Like,
It's definitely a good reminder, especially when people on the internet are always like, "We can tell, we can tell." I'm like, if you
oh
could tell, I
shit,
wouldn't be getting, guys at the gym being like, "How do I look like you?" Because if I look
Ex-
like a woman, I don't think they'd be saying
Yeah, no.
that.
so
So,
stupid.
yeah.
Yeah. Traps were one thing that I trained traps before I started test, but then
Okay,
I really got them when I started doing heavier deadlifts.
Mm.
that'll do
So
it. It's
now
like,
I don't do any direct trap work at all. It's
yeah,
just
same.
there.
I probably did get the majority of it like while I was doing CrossFit because there's a lot more like
Drugs.
pulling motions and yeah, so it's like you are using a lot of traps. Uh, but then of course when you start testosterone, then they just kind of kept doing their thing. I was like,
Yeah,
basically, I think it's part stress. I'm just like so tense. So it's like,
that's it.
how do you get your traps? A lot of anxiety. I don't know what to tell
Yes, stress and saying I don't know
you.
how.
Yeah.
Dude, I see your stories like every morning where you post like something really motivational, and I love that shit, and I love your consistency with it. And I was wondering, especially because I'm a landscaper in the middle of the summer right now, so I've already started experiencing burnout like for the last month. And I've seen you talk about that on podcasts and everything else where you're dealing with burnout. But for you, was there ever a point where you were honestly like, I've gotten to my point. I don't think I want to do coaching anymore, or maybe I don't want to do bodybuilding, or I want to take a few years off? Or were you always like, this is just part of it. We're going to keep moving?
I mean, I think those thoughts like definitely run through your mind when you're stressed. Where I think probably this year was probably the biggest or most intense year of burnout that I've experienced. Not to the point where I was ever like, I want to quit coaching, but definitely to the point where I question things because basically how it happened, I hired a business coach who, just because like I just kind of I should have trusted myself more. It's like I always question or have doubts. I'm like, am I doing something? Is there some? Could I be doing more of something? Is there like scaling your business, making because when you're working for yourself, your income fluctuates. It can be stressful. So I was like, maybe I need guidance on how to make things a little bit more stable. Um, but unfortunately, business coaches, don't do it. um,
Mm.
so I lost a good chunk of money to a business coach, and like was essentially manipulated into purchasing. And then I was stuck in this contract for a year, and I lost basically all of my savings. And I had worked so
Damn.
hard to even have that savings. Like I worked in a kitchen previously. We make minimum wage. So I was never someone who had a lot of money. I struggled for a long time. Even getting your business started, you're going to struggle. I was
Hmm.
in the point as like, I think in maybe 2020, which is 3 years after I started my business, late 2020, I was like, man, I can finally afford like paper towels and toilet paper in the same time. That's great.
Dude,
It's
yeah.
like paper towels are a privilege.
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
they sure are.
from there, like business, stayed stable. And, I was like, cool, okay, it was just, time. Just kept working. I'm always looking at ways to improve or educate myself. I've done a few other mentorships and along those lines. But this one specifically was business focused. And that was my mistake. I just trusted someone I shouldn't have, and they helped me 0%. And I came out with debt instead. And so that's where it made me question, like, what if this is how I make people feel? Like, this is awful. I never want to make my clients feel like they're just a number or that I just want their money. So I didn't, basically that's what all tore it all down, was like I didn't want to follow in anything she said because it was very manipulative, and it's like that type of marketing that I just does not align with my values. And yeah, my values just weren't in line with what she was teaching, so it's not helpful. And so that is the one thing that made me question a lot. And yeah, when you have like financial stress, it really just starts to wear you down. And that's where I was like feeling pretty burned out, because you're trying to like make up for what you lost, or wonder if your clients hate you. Because I'm just
Oh
like,
no.
I never want anyone to feel like this with me. That's why I don't do contracts with coaching, because like I'll ask people to stay for 3 months at least, because you need some time with a coach to form a relationship, learn their body, work together. But I don't make anyone sign a contract. I don't make people pay up to a certain time, because if someone doesn't want to work with me, if they're not happy, I don't want them to feel like they have to stay. And I'm not
Right.
here to like send people to small claims over, like $500 or something. It's just like, it's pointless. I want people to want to be here. So what I took away was what kind of coach I didn't want to be. It's a expensive lesson to learn.
Yeah, or aligning
Very
shitty fucking
acceptable.
situation, whatever.
Yeah.
Jeez, man, wow.
Well, at
What
least you learned what you
Ah,
didn't want to be.
was that?
I said, at least you didn't learn. At least you learned what you didn't want to be.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
unfortunately, yeah, a very expensive lesson to say the least.
Yeah, wouldn't recommend it or wish it on anyone. So if you're thinking about anyone out there, you guys, if you're thinking about hiring a business coach, be very careful. Like, do your research. If you can, ask people uh, maybe that are working with them currently how they like it, and don't listen to the people they like send your way. They'll be like, here, talk to this person,
Or,
because they know, like, they have their little people that are
yeah,
possibly working for them, for one. But yeah, you just can't trust, like, they're going to send you their happiest client. Like, that's just how, of course they are.
yeah.
So do what you can to like Google their name, look them up on Reddit or
LinkedIn or
whatever.
something, man.
Yeah, like just make sure you do your due diligence before you go hiring a business coach. So yeah.
Dude, that's unfortunate. You're such a good guy. That makes me so sad. Like, Jesus. And you didn't even say anything like shitty about her. You didn't like just smear her or anything. You're just like, man, that was like really bad. Like, that was my
Oh
whole
man,
savings that I worked my ass off. Like, dude,
I
that's
wish I
horrible.
could, but I wish I could, just for the sake of not having anyone else sign up with this person. But unfortunately, like, her contract is so tight. she
Oh yeah.
can literally
Yeah.
sue you if you say anything. So
She knows what
yeah,
she's doing, man. Shit. That's
yeah,
unfortunate. It's
yep,
always the
That's
crappiest people know what they're doing.
yeah.
that's gross
It's very
business
unfortunate.
practice.
Yeah, I'm like, why is it the assholes are always the ones that get ahead?
Dude,
It's like it's
dude,
not fair.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I want I want you to explain because I think we have the same mindset on this. I should say opposite. So I've got like an kind of an all or nothing mindset or like a 99% mindset where I do like to have one foot sometimes out of stuff. And where is it that you fall on the we got to hit this head on 100%, give it everything I've got as far as it'll go versus we can ease into it and kind of see how things go with not just even with bodybuilding, with relationships, with a job, with anything. Where do you kind of land on?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I'm pretty intense. Like I kind of dive headfirst into things. When I'm interested in something, I get obsessed with it.
Yeah.
So it's always
That's all of
it's always
us.
something. So yeah, I think this year has been a learning lesson to try to uh God, it's hard just to be like, giving yourself grace and all those things of, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. In fact, like if I tried to do it all right now, it would be nothing. So I'm just trying to like, feel better because I was so stressed. I ended up, yeah, like I was super tired, and something I'm in the middle of figuring out right now is like I've got some iron deficiencies, B12 deficiency. Come to find out, it was due to like a gene mutation on top of just extreme stress. So got my supplements going on now. Things are getting a little better. Finally starting to sleep again. It's
Oh
been
my
rough.
God, man.
Yeah. So
Dude.
so it's like I would say, like burnout is definitely real, especially with coaches. Uh, but I think for me, there's definitely a lot of outside factors. So there's burnout because you're doing too much in your job and etc. But then there's also burnout because you're already just so stressed out by something that's not even related, but it all crosses over. So that's probably where I would stand with things. And so I never like fell out of love with coaching or bodybuilding. It was just like, oh my gosh, like I'm juggling a lot right now, so I just need to like do what I can and be okay with that. And I know it's temporary, so I'm starting to come out of it. So I'm starting to see the light.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good, man. Yeah. That's how like literally all three of us, but the giving yourself grace, I'm still struggling with that. That's what my therapist says too, is but I
yeah,
don't know where I'm being too easy on myself, which is a stupid thing to think anyway. And like where it's time to step it up or where you can say, I've done enough today and I can relax. And I
yeah.
struggle with that quite a bit.
Same. I have that same conversation with my therapist. So
Dude.
there's many times like I've been in the gym, like, oh, I'm so tired, and my brain is like, maybe you should just focus on, moving. Just get into movement. You're just moving. It's good for you. Maybe you should just, that's all you're here for. And I was like, or maybe I'm just a wuss, like it's just
Yeah,
like maybe
maybe I
I'm
should max out.
yeah, maybe I'm just justifying bullshit. So it's just like
Mhm.
uh you feel like you need a third person to give you a different perspective, which is, that's what coaches are for, essentially, especially with
Yeah,
bodybuilding. But yeah, it could be rough sometimes to have an objective perception of yourself and what you're doing, and yeah.
yeah. So you have a bodybuilding coach that you're working with, or are you coaching yourself?
Coaching myself right now,
Right.
financial situation, unfortunately,
Jeez,
I
yeah,
I had to let my coach, I mean, let him go. It sounds weird. I didn't fire him because I wanted to. It's because I literally
right.
couldn't afford it. So it's not forever, but had to take a little break to just get the financial situation back in play. Yeah, it's funny because people are always like surprised when you're a coach that has a coach, and you're like,
Yeah.
it's because you need support. You're supporting so many other people, and asking them if they followed or met their macros, or you're making plans for everyone else. uh you need that support too. It's just one less thing that you have to think about. find someone you can put your trust in, and someone who pushes you and encourages you or calls you on your shit. So yeah, don't have that right now. Kind of a bummer, but I'm still going.
Yeah, of course, man. And that, I mean, shit, that says a lot anyway. The fact that you're like, all right, minor roadblock, we just fucking go around it. I
Yeah.
appreciate that, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on. Scott chatted with me. Let me see where he went and what he's doing. It'll always kick at least one of us off, so don't worry. We'll roundabout
uh,
back in if we need to.
Riverside,
Um,
definitely familiar with that issue.
dude, is that what you use, Riverside?
Yeah, yeah. So if it's like one
Everybody
person's
talks
internet
about
isn't
it.
great, yeah,
Yes.
like it is great. I love it, and the quality is so much better than Zoom. Uh, but yeah, you have to have good internet. If you don't,
Dude.
it's a struggle.
Everybody's screwed.
Yeah.
There's the kid. There's the kid.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It kind of just like stopped sharing my video. I was like, okay. But we're back now.
Okay.
Sweet.
We good. We good.
Also, I'm older than you. Why are you calling me a kid?
Are you older than me?
Yeah, I was born in 91.
Wow. Cody, how old are you?
What's that?
How old are you?
38. So I'm probably the oldest.
Oh my God. I thought we were all the same age.
I
Oh
really
shit.
thought that you were
Wow.
like late 20s. Not even
Yeah,
really.
that's what,
I wish, but no.
dude. Holy shit, man. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay. Well, here you go. I mean, living proof right here.
Yep.
Get to the
Just a number.
gym, take some testosterone. Oh my
Yeah.
God, man. That's
Yeah.
incredible. Wow.
You'll start to feel your joints a little more for sure. But
Little creaking.
yeah, you start to feel it, but you just you keep going.
Yeah, I
Dude, that
woke up this
seriously gives
morning.
me hope because I feel tired all the time, and this is incredible that you're doing all this. So,
I
wow.
woke up this morning and I was like, I don't even want to get out of bed because everything just felt so heavy.
It's the
It's
worst.
I don't want to get out of bed. No.
Yeah, those days that start off a struggle, you're just like, the whole day I'm just dragging ass.
Exactly. Cody, I think you're at least from what I saw on your page, I think you're the first coach that we've had on here that you also train like adolescent, teenage athletes, right? Like younger, not just like 20s, 30s kind of up.
No, I mean like I train usually 18 and above. So whoever that ends up being, don't usually go under that just because I don't know.
Liability.
Yeah,
That's what,
I
well, and
don't
that's what I
feel
was kind of wondering because
comfortable.
even at 18, do you have anything specifically that you worry about for like injury prevention? Like if somebody younger comes to you, because I don't think I've ever trained anyone younger than like 28. And so thinking about, this person says, I want to do powerlifting, and Scott, you would probably know too. Is there anything that you think differently for somebody who's 18 versus somebody who's 34 when you're doing your training and programming?
Yeah, I mean, definitely it can depend. Sometimes they're busier and sometimes they're less busy because, maybe they're not in school, they're not working and they have all the time in the world and they're young. So they can handle a little bit more. But at the other end of things, they're not as mature. So maybe they don't know their limits as much. Maybe they're not as great about following direction. It really just depends. I've met some pretty mature, like 18, 20-year-olds and some not so mature 18, 20-year-olds or some 30-year-olds that act like 16-year-olds. So,
Well,
yeah, it just really is dependent on the individual, I feel like.
Scott and I were chatting about that the last time we had talked, where I said that I had noticed it seems like a lot of younger kids are getting injured now, not necessarily just in the gym, but just like in
In
general.
general.
But I also do see a lot of them in the gym, and I think social media plays a big part of it, pushing
Yeah.
themselves so much. And we heard it when we were younger and working out, when like old heads would be like, you're going to regret doing that when you get old. And like, you just don't know until you get to be 34 and you're like, why
Yeah.
does my elbow hurt? And like, why does my back hurt when I sneeze and shit?
Oh
And
yeah.
like,
It's risky to sneeze.
dude, like, I'm going to have to wear a neck brace. Like,
Yeah.
do you see it? And when you see it, like these kids going in and doing this crazy weight for 3 reps, whether it's satire or they're being serious, do you kind of like tense up when you see stuff like that and think, oh God, this isn't good?
Yeah, like I mostly think like, damn, I feel pain in my body just watching that. But two, also like they're in for a rude awakening when they do hit the 30s, because I remember people telling me when I was younger, like, oh, you're gonna feel it, when you get older. I was like baffled by like why older folks couldn't do XYZ, because you
Mm.
just don't know, you get away with so much when you're young,
Dude, you
and
are
then
invincible.
yeah, like it comes back to bite you in the ass. So like that's something I think about, is like you can't injure yourself at a young age, and it can turn into something chronic that just like follows you for the rest of your life.
Yep.
So that's always something to consider. Like I had my first knee surgery when I was in the 8th grade. So
Oh my
like
God.
now I have arthritis, of course, because I'm old, but also because of that. So I'm just basically waiting to grind my knee down until I need a knee replacement, and not a place where I'd ever imagined like I would end up when I had that first knee surgery, because they're like, yeah, you'll probably have arthritis when you're older, but I thought older meant like 60.
Yeah. Like
Not in
older's
your like,
tomorrow. So
yeah,
Early
yeah,
30s.
yeah,
yeah.
like I think I started getting arthritis like late 20s, because I just don't have hardly any meniscus left, and so of course that's the result. But yeah, I thought I had more time. Now we just make sure to do what we can.
Yeah, dude, that one's big. I thought I had more time. Like, yeah, when your body decides like we're not doing this anymore. Like it's
Oh yeah,
a
Yeah.
tough pill to swallow.
yeah. I feel like that's a life motto. I thought I had more time, especially as a trans
Yeah.
person. Like you just feel
Yeah.
like your life just
Yeah.
started, and I'm like, God damn, I'm old already.
Yes. I was just
Shit.
talking to my wife about that, dude, where I'm like, this is like some people are calling it like your second life after you transition, but I feel like this is like my first, and I have all these
Yeah.
things that I want to go do, and I'm like, I'm gonna be hitting the bodybuilding stage, and as I'm posing, dust is gonna come off of me. Like, dude, I'm like, oh shit, like I'm freaking out. I gotta do all this stuff right now, but shit, man, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
I'll get
like,
up there in a speedo when I'm 60, like
yeah,
whatever.
well, the plus side is they have masters categories and stuff. So
Yep.
Yes.
it's like at
Yep.
least it exists. And, of course, it's not held as like prestigiously as just open categories and stuff. But I'm like, yeah, whatever. I still get to compete and do my thing. That's all I need. So I don't care.
So
Good
our
man.
producer who is watching said I sat down yesterday and pulled a tendon in my knee.
Uh,
Yeah,
Ouch.
Dude, see,
that can
That's
happen.
yeah, that hurts.
Yeah.
Jeez.
it's like almost embarrassing. Like, how did your body just fold on you like that? Like, I broke my ankle 5 years ago, and I was like, Jesus, like I'm in a cast because my ankle just couldn't hold my body up. Like, what the hell is this,
Oh,
dude?
man. That's
Life
another
comes at you
thing.
quick.
Yeah, I did not understand when I was younger how people just got injured like lifting. Like, what did you do? Did you drop the weight on your foot, or how did you injure yourself just like living life? And I'm just like, man,
Now you
I've
know.
injured myself pulling my
Now,
pants up. It's
dude,
just, uh,
the
such
universe
a
said,
rude
"Hold my
awakening.
beer."
Yeah, it is not fun, aging
Dude,
thing, but
Or like
it is what
sleeping
it
on your
is.
neck wrong and then having a kink in your neck for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's the worst.
The worst.
you got to stand to my right when you talk to me because I can't turn my head to the left. So if everybody
Yeah.
could start a line over here and tell me what you need.
Yep. Yep. Oh,
You
um,
stretch wrong and
so
you end
other
up
than
like pulling
bodybuilding,
shit.
what'd you say?
You stretch wrong and you pull shit.
Yeah, stretch it straight off the bone type shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll get in the gym and I'll start foam rolling and stretching, and I'm like, my muscle is about to sling off my chest and into the entrance of the gym, dude. Like the way this feels right now. Your body just feels different as you age.
it does. You start getting a little
um,
scared.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You're like, mhm.
Yep. Someone's
Maybe I
gonna snap.
shouldn't
What do
leave my
you
house today.
Plus, like,
do outside of bodybuilding? Is it or I mean, and it's okay, we're not going to shame you. Is it you bodybuild like eat, sleep, coach bodybuilding, and there's not much time for anything else?
I mean, pretty much I always joke, like, I don't have hobbies. I can't do hobbies because I just get so fucking intense about everything I do. Like, I just want to be the best I can at it. So I'm like, I can't get distracted. We cannot have like any outside hobbies and stuff. But I don't know, bodybuilding, yeah, that's my main hobby, and I feel like, yeah, my job is my job, but it's also my hobby. I just, for whatever reason, like to be fully just immersed in everything that I'm doing. It's just if I'm not hyper focused on it, then I just feel distracted.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It could be it could be a bad thing in some circumstances, but it could be good. It just depends.
So that brings a question to me. Do you have ADHD?
I do.
Okay,
The
because
club.
I'm the same way. Because like I love coaching and I'm a powerlifter as well. So it's just like I have an itch to do both and want to be the best at both. So
Yeah, no, I get that.
yeah,
It's that hyper focus mode.
yeah, just doesn't go away.
Well,
No.
how does that work with both of you then? Because so I just had posted on my Instagram like 5 or 6 reasons why I can't do or I won't do online coaching personally. And the first thing I posted was I can't focus and I can't guarantee that you'll get a response and you'll get 100% of me and the time and attention that you need from me. So because I'll go days where I just don't respond to shit. I'm just shit posting on Instagram, but I have 20 messages. How do you guys, because I think we all have ADHD, how do you guys like lock in and say, my clients need me today, tomorrow, the next day? They're waiting on a plan. How are you able to shift into that mindset and just get it done?
I mean, for me, basically, it's almost like, so I have certain days that I know are like dedicated client work, and so it's like this day will be check-ins. I'm always in my email, so if like I get an email, I'll respond, but there's specific days I'm like, this is programming, this is check-ins, and then maybe like a social media creation day. So most of the times, unfortunately, though, my DMs and stuff is where I slack. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like I always prioritize like clients and stuff, but I do get overwhelmed. And so sometimes I'm guilty of just avoiding my DMs.
Yeah.
It's not a good
Yeah.
thing. Um, but it's almost like this feeling of overstimulation. So I'll do it with like DMs, or even if it's like getting texts from friends or something, and like 3 days will pass and I'll be like, oh shit, like I read that, I did not respond, I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like deciding where you're going to put your focus those days, because if you don't decide that, you're just like, your brain is just on fire.
Yeah.
For me, I have open communication with all my clients. I tell them Sundays is my day off. Do not bug me. Do not text me. It will get answered tomorrow morning, unless you are in prep. I only have one guy in prep right now, so only one person has the ability to call or text me. Um, but any other time, it's just like message me whenever because I'll get to it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate that I have a job in which I can respond to a client pretty much immediately. Fridays are always my programming day, unless I'm busy. So,
Yeah. And like boundaries are also
yeah.
helpful. So I always give like a 24-hour response cushion. It's usually quicker than that, but it's like just in case. That way the expectations are, there from the start. So people are like, why are you ignoring me, kind of
Right.
situation.
Yeah.
But I am like an anxious person, so sometimes if I have some like emails in that inbox, I'm just like thinking about it, like I gotta do
See, I wouldn't be able
that.
to sleep. It would ruin me.
It's like your brain just pictures people sitting by the computer, like waiting for that email to be answered. I'm just like, what kind of
Yes.
like asshole am I thinking I'm that important that people are just like waiting?
Yeah.
Yes. Or like they're going to be mad at me when I do respond, but now it's been too long. So should I just wait longer? Like the mental gymnastics that my mind does when I'm
I've
just
done
like trying to
that.
order a pizza or something is insane. So that's I appreciate you guys for both being like, nah, I struggle with it, but I put it in a chokehold and I get it done because I'm not doing that. Like it when I have a text and a missed call and a message on Instagram, I feel like I'm being jumped. Like it, I can't handle it. I can't do because Scott's face, like it's too much for me, man. And so I always wondered that with coaches is like if you've got one or five or 10 clients, do you hate looking at your phone? Not because of your clients, but it's like every message that you get, you're trying to give it the attention that it requires. And I need this something different on my meal plan, or why does this movement hurt my knee when I do it? And now you're looking over footage of seeing, that's a lot every time you answer an email or a text.
It definitely can be.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just, uh, one of those things. You're just like, well, this is my job. Like
Yeah.
try to be like, this is what I've always wanted to do. We got to make sure we're doing the thing.
Yeah.
I think it's harder. I think when a lot of people become coaches or do online coaching, it's kind of romanticized in a way of like, oh, you get to work for yourself, create your own hours. There's this freedom. It's like, that's hilarious because you're actually going to be working a lot more. Uh, you don't get
Scott is 100% agree.
Yeah, like you don't get paid time off, you don't get vacation hours, like something is always happening. So it's definitely more work, but on top of that, people don't understand how much is involved with the marketing aspect of it,
Yeah.
social media, staying consistent with that, like writing your posts, making your posts, the creation part of it. Like people don't think, oh, I'm going to be a coach, so I'm also going to have to be a creator. And like some of the times I get frustrated because I'm like, I am not a content creator. I am a coach. But the algorithm, right? It's just like
Mm.
it can be frustrating sometimes because you're just like, I'm trying to do my best here. Uh, and so I'm just like, as long as I feel like a few people see it and find it helpful, then cool, I'll just keep going. What
Gonna
the
find you
algorithm
right here.
loves.
I'll find it, dude. Yes, yes. Keep it going if nothing else, just for me.
Yeah, and it's like you also have to be careful not to fall into the traps of like, posting for the algorithm because that doesn't mean clients, doesn't mean it's helpful because people love polarizing, entertaining content because that's what
Yeah.
we're on there for. But that doesn't mean it's helping people or helping your business. So you have to like try to disconnect and not pay attention as much to like analytics and all that stuff because you're like, I'm running a business. That is my main thing here, not like how to grow my Instagram.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the social media aspect of it is a train wreck too, because
Yeah.
I hate posting on social media because yeah, if you could have the best information, but if you don't edit it and do all this extra shit and have ChatGPT help you write a caption and do everything else, it's just going to get buried. And then
Yep.
somebody else will take it who has a bigger following and pass it off as their own, which I've seen, which is so shitty. And then now everybody's like, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard from some idiot that has no idea. And I
What
mean,
he's
it's a
talking
mess,
about.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's some people out there uh, who like have zero, you know, imposter syndrome. They're just like, they
Dude.
lose a pound and they're like, yeah, like I know everything. And I'm over here like with all the imposter syndrome thinking like, how do they do that? Because not that I
Right.
want to, but it's just, yeah, I'm like, I want to, I'm always wanting to make sure like it's actually useful and not just something I have no knowledge about. Like, what if people ask questions? You got to know how to answer them. So don't just
Yeah.
make content on things you actually don't know anything about because ChatGPT told you this was true. Like, if you actually know a good amount about fitness, you can actually know how wrong ChatGPT can actually be.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Anything you want to add on that as a coach yourself?
I prioritize who's in prep first. Oh
Pretty much
shit.
the same.
That
So
reminds me, I was mentioning to my wife about you. I was like, I think you know this guy, you follow him. And she was like, "Oh my God." She got so excited. She started following you back in 2018 when her and I had first met. And I was
Okay.
still female at the time. I hadn't come out or anything like that. I wouldn't come out for another like 4 years after that. And she was like looking for something like an STP device. And she like, you end up on one page, you end up on another page. She said she landed on your YouTube and she was like, "Oh my God." Like he works out, like it was so similar, the two of us. And she said that at that time it seemed like you were the only one really like making this content where you were like going in and talking about all these things and weightlifting and your experiences and everything else. So you like that you're the only one that I know of where it's like my girl found you before I did and was following you because I was wondering, I was like, man, you've really been doing your research on this shit. But she was like watching your content and learning about
Oh,
transition and everything like that. So
it's awesome.
thank you for educating my wife before. I was like, well, thanks for sharing the good news with me because like I didn't even tell her for like 4 years before I realized I was trans. And she was like,
Oh,
yeah, I think I always knew just from watching like the
that's so funny.
similarities that we had. So,
She's just
so
waiting for you to come out.
yeah.
exactly, exactly. She's like, look, like she's so she was really, really excited that we were talking to you. I was like, I gotta give you a little shout out there. So
Ah, that's
thank
awesome.
you. Thank you for being so bold and thank you for being so out with yourself, especially I mean shit. How long have you been making content like this and YouTube videos and stuff?
Man, like 10 years now, which is
It's insane,
I
man.
feel old. Like
Dude.
it was a whole other generation with YouTube. There was some like a few trans guys, but it was like so little that it was like a community almost. Like you kind of feel like you knew people, and
Everybody.
way different now. So I started YouTube to document my transition, and then I was like, I'm gonna just keep documenting life. I haven't done like a vlog type of video in a while, just because life's been crazy, and just haven't. It's hard to like do a vlog when you're like struggling with, burnout, depression, and all that stuff from the year from hell. But I've been doing podcasts on my YouTube, so that's the one thing I've been still putting out. But I'll get back to the other stuff. I just wanted to do that whole thing of trying to like give myself grace.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome, man. We're eating off your old videos anyway, man. So take your time because it's like we're eating on these videos. We're good. We're good.
Good, good.
Awesome. And thank you for blazing the trail, man. Seriously, because 10 years, shit, I've only had Instagram for like 5 or 6 years. I didn't even know it was a thing
Oh, that's
before
crazy.
that. And
Yeah.
like, so the fact that you're
Yeah.
pushing out content was crazy.
Yeah. Back in the day before it was like I had Instagram. Oof. I think I got it back in 2009, but
Oh my
it's
God.
just like, because it was a way to keep in touch with my brother. I was living in Germany at the time. Um, and he introduced me to Twitter. So I've been on Twitter forever, before any celebrities run it. Like, just because my brother he's a graphic designer and he's always on top of the latest platforms with stuff. And so we literally just used it to communicate with each other and share stupid things. And then all of a sudden it exploded. And I was just like, I don't know. Sometimes I think about how it has changed so much is nutty. Going from just like posting little simple pictures of your food to like now this is how you market your business. Yeah, it's a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotten so insane, social media. Like,
It really
you got people
has.
that are literally posting one post and making like thousands of dollars off of content.
I don't even get how. I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, it's always those like thirst traps too. People
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, of course.
We should all post a thirst trap. We're good looking dudes. Come on and let's see whoever gets the most money or the most shares from their post wins. I'll put up $1 on our bet here, man.
I'd
You're
lose.
like, oh man, the algorithm is different these days. Like, I feel like if you even, I don't know, you posted something simple, it got way more engagement, and now it's like, if it's not a thirst trap, don't expect anything. But I'm like, I just
Exactly.
need. It's not. It's not the way to run my business.
Dude, yeah. There's too many like tricks and secrets and whatever else for the algorithm. And I'm like, this is annoying. So, like, if you can cheat the algorithm, you win. So, you have a
Yeah.
lot of
Right.
people posting bullshit videos and rage bait and all this other stuff. And I really wish all that stuff would go away and we
Same.
could get back to for somebody because we've all been in fitness long enough. I mean, I shouldn't say long enough because we're all still learning always. But I can't imagine walking into social media now and trying to learn about weightlifting or taking testosterone or my body and then getting on Instagram and just getting flooded with all of this shit and having no because I can watch videos now and be like that's bullshit or that's not entirely true, you're missing like a very major part of what you're saying. But if you don't have that kind of governor, you're just kind of out here floating and paying attention to whoever looks best or whoever said something that you might
Yep.
agree with. And I do worry about, and Scott and I have talked about it before, the younger generation of trans men that are figuring out what it means to be trans through uh, inaccurate, incomplete information and what's to be expected of them on testosterone and the questions that people will ask where they'll say things like how do I lose the weight on my hips, how can I drop fat on my hips, and then somebody will respond and say do crunches every day, and the three of us can sit here and say no. I
Yeah.
mean, but nobody wants to buy into that. If I uploaded a 30-second reel where I said you can do all the crunches you want, but unfortunately that's hormonal fat and you can't spot reduce fat, it's going to get buried. Nobody's going to see that.
Yeah.
But if somebody's like,
Yeah.
do these 5 crunches to lose that, whatever the target thing is, and now when you go to tell them you can't actually do that, they've already learned something stupid that they're not going to let go of. So, from your guys' perspective, from a coaching perspective, how do you deal with that if somebody comes to you with preconceived notions of, well, I just want you to help me do this or lose this weight here, where you're re educating?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely part of the job is basically, people are consuming misinformation all the time. So, uh, you just kind of walk them through it and be like, yeah, that's out there. This is a myth, but here's the reality. I think it makes it the hardest to set realistic expectations for people because there's just so much on the internet out there and they're showing, before and afters that have a long time in between. I always try to share how long things took just so I give like a realistic expectation if I'm showing before and afters, but not everyone does. So they expect it to happen in like 3 months or, with, there's also the FTM specific thing, like people thinking they need to do specific workouts because they're trans or they need to eat a
Okay,
certain way
Scott, you're
because they're
gonna send
trans.
Scott through the ceiling. Yeah, that's our
Yeah.
big. Yeah,
That's like the damage control that is like, no, god damn it, because this is marketing tactics, guys. Like someone is trying to tell you you need a specific type of training because
You're trans.
that you're their niche,
Yeah.
like
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
quite a few people push you need this specifically because you're trans, or you need these specific macros because you're trans.
yeah, yep.
It's,
And they're like, no.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's horrible business practice. It's very shitty on the person, and it paints a very dark and negative narrative.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. I think it's also like, uh, even as everyone has different builds or body types, and
yeah.
it's no different in the trans community. So it's like even between trans men, we all have very different, bodies and shapes and sizes. So it's like if this person's telling you to do this because that's how they got there, probably want to keep scrolling, because however they got to where they got, like, cool. That doesn't mean you're gonna look like them, because you're gonna look like you. Even if you follow their plan, you might have completely different results. So
Yeah, plus mechanics of a person is going to be completely different. Like me and you, we can be the same height, but you could also have different length torso. You can also have different length femurs. Same with your arms, and you also got to think muscle insertions as well. Tendon insertions as well. Like just because we're the same height doesn't mean we are going to be the same regardless. Like twin brothers could have different tendon insertions.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for
I
sure.
got a weak ass bicep peak, dude. I have like one of the shittiest bicep peaks. That's why you don't see it in my photo. It is
I have
shit, man.
nothing. That
Dude. But you rip 600 pounds off the floor, but it's like there's no bicep peak. Like we're just screwed on that,
I have
unfortunately.
not pulled 600 off of the floor yet. Thank you very much.
Dude, I was trying to give you that though, but you've gotten
Just
close
ruin that for
enough.
yourself.
Dude, it's as good as done, so we're talking about it like it's already happened anyway.
October 11th, we'll have this conversation again.
We will, yeah. I'll say, look, I already said this. We already went over it. What do you think, Cody? You gonna do some powerlifting then? I'll jump into bodybuilding. You jump into powerlifting. We'll see whose body breaks first.
Oh, mine would definitely break first. Oh, yeah, like I'm too old for powerlifting. Anytime I try to like lift, I have to go a little bit lighter, more volume, just because if I'm going heavy, that's when injuries always tend to happen.
Yes.
Yeah. So
That's what
So
I do
has
volume
your-
anyway because I love volume.
Gross volume. I'm running triples right now, and that's the most volume I'll get for my compounds until October. So
yeah, definitely a little different. It's like I'm cool with volume. Definitely more exhausted by like low rep, low volume, high intensity kind of situations, and my body hates it. It didn't used to, but definitely does now.
So are you currently prepping? You're not currently prepping for a show, are you?
No, I mean, I wish I was. Like, that was the plan, but because of everything that like happened last year, I didn't make as much progress as I wanted to, and I'm in this like kind of recovery health phase situation. So I was hoping to like get back into competing sooner than later, because I competed in 2023, and I was like, cool, because I qualified for nationals. So the plan was to to go to nationals, but I actually hired a different coach after my last show, and he was like, basically, you still need a lot more size. He thought it would be kind of a waste of time and money to go, and I agree, because just because you qualify for nationals doesn't mean you should go to nationals. And I want to go to be competitive. The plan was just to keep building and until he gave me the green light, but then life happened, and when you're not sleeping well, you're not recovering well, progress just stalls essentially. So I'm trying to get out of the stall point, get healthy, and get sleep and all that back in order, so I can actually push to make progress again. And I'm also old, so that's another factor.
So
Dude,
how
you
tall
don't
are
look
you?
it, man.
I am 5'3". So
Okay.
Oh my god.
No.
Dude, you look my height online. I swear, I think everybody's like the same height as me. Man, you wear it well. You
You
look,
do, yeah.
you look like a 29-year-old, 5'11".
Yeah. Yeah.
When I see you on social media.
Oh man, that would be a dream. But on social media, I exist as a tall person. I like that.
There you go. That's how we all see you, man. That's how we all see it.
My brother is 6'5", so it's pretty fucked up.
Oh, so
Holy
you got sniped too.
shit.
Yeah.
My
So
God,
we were
dude.
talking last with Mason. Jody and Mason are both like 6 foot. I'm 5'5". My dad's five. Sorry, my dad is 6'7".
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Sniped at birth.
Oh,
It's cool.
that's
Ain't
Yeah,
that a
that's
bitch?
unfortunate.
Dude,
If
ain't
only I was
that a
just a
bitch?
little taller. Yeah. But I mean, it serves you well sometimes. I'd probably have achier joints if I was any taller.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
So, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
being short definitely has its advantages because we can build muscle quicker and it look bigger than what it actually
Yeah.
is. Especially for
Oh
you, it's
yeah.
more of an advantage, especially when you step on stage, because you could just
Yeah.
get that denser look, especially being leaner.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's maybe a little bit different if in men's physique. They definitely, like the taller physiques have more of what they're looking for, unfortunately. But because my knee issue, I can't, build my legs enough to do like classic or just open bodybuilding. So I'm like, I could do like bantamweight and potentially do decent, but my legs suck because of my knee. So I'm doing men's physique. So I'm in Class A men's physique, which is all the short guys. But when there's always, if you watch, like the Arnolds or the Olympia, the guys who usually win men's physique are a little bit more on the taller side, just because they have that like long, lean aesthetic look to them. Not always. It depends, but they're also in this time where they're trying to downsize men's physique a little bit. It always gets like out of control. So before you know it, men's physique started as supposed to be like beach body, and now they're just bodybuilders with shorts on, and so they put a weight cap on the professional league, so they're trying to kind of like at least cap it and stop it from getting out of hand. Because it's just like, damn, no one's gonna catch up to these guys. Like people did men's physique because either they didn't want to be as big as bodybuilders or they just couldn't genetically get that big.
Right.
So yeah.
And then legs
Shit,
also
look at
hold you
Chris
back as well.
Bumstead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was
Chris
that?
Bumstead compared to Arnold, both in classic. They don't look anything alike. I mean,
No.
they look like two different classes. I
Yeah.
mean, both are
Yeah.
incredible, obviously, but yeah, when you look at Jay Cutler in like 2004, 2006, or when he beat Ronnie Coleman, and
Yeah.
then you look at like Nick Walker. I mean,
Yeah.
he looks like Lumpy Space Princess from Adventure Time. Like he's just a gigantic fucking cloud, dude. I mean, it's
He's a
insane how
meatball.
big these guys are getting now, and
Yeah.
it is good that they're capping it. I didn't know that they were capping the weight class, but that's good. I mean, Dorian Yates would talk about how he would balloon up to 380 pounds in the off season and then
Yeah.
shred
Well,
it all
open doesn't
down.
have like open still as everything goes. There is
That's
no
insane,
Yeah.
dude.
cap, but for men's physique, they put a cap on it, just like classic has a cap on it. And that's how they put you in, certain classes. They recently just upped the weight for shorter guys because they realized there was a disadvantage for the shorter guys because like I forget how many pounds it jumped just with like 1 inch. So it was like Chris Bumstead had a little bit of an advantage because he could like carry more muscle because he was taller.
Yeah.
So they just tweaked that a little bit, which is a good thing. But he's not even competing anymore, so he
Right.
was like untouchable. So not anymore. So we'll see
Yeah.
how that all kind of plays out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I think even in general, like open bodybuilding has gotten crazy. Obviously, it's health is always like I'm always afraid of the guys on stage. Like I hope tomorrow we're not like so and so has passed away because it just
Mhm.
feels like it's happening.
Every other
There's
day.
it's
Yeah.
like even I
Heart
mean Ronnie
attacks,
Coleman right
man.
now is in the
Yeah.
hospital. And they didn't say
Yeah.
what for, but it gets dangerous
It
at
really
that level.
does.
So
Yeah, when you're that big and you're walking around, 3, 4, 5% body fat, and like you're on 4 or 5 different compounds, anabolics in your body, it's just like no water. It's like, what are we
yeah,
gonna do?
Mhm.
yeah,
So
gonna die.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You're just gonna die.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah, it's
Damn,
like
unfortunate
that
too
guy.
because we're losing good people that just
yeah,
Yeah.
take it slightly too far.
Like every
yeah,
6 months, somebody's having a heart
Yeah.
attack, dying in their sleep, or like somebody's passing out backstage at the Mr. Olympia, and they
Yep.
still went on with the show. They didn't
Yep.
even stop the show while medic they were treating this guy in the back that had passed out. I mean,
Yeah, it's
there is the dark side
it's
of it.
crazy. Yeah, and
What
that like
you're
becomes
putting your body
normal.
through.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
Right.
yeah. They're like, oh, don't worry about it. You know, it happens. Heretics and blah blah. And you're just like, no, no, no. We like that's how we need to kind of like try to downsize. And I think they're still trying to like because I think I don't know how much you follow bodybuilding, but did you watch Big Ramy? He was the winner I
Mhm.
think 3 years ago now I think, but he's massive. It's like off season he was 300 plus pounds,
Mhm.
uh and that's just like how he walks around all the time. That is not good for you.
Yeah.
But they you know he didn't win. I think it was going to be his third in a row, because I think they just were realizing like this is excessive. So that's when you see people like Derek Lunsford winning because he's
Mhm.
more aesthetic. He's still massive, but
My God,
at
yeah.
least he wasn't like Big Ramy massive, where you're just like, I don't even know what is happening here.
Dude,
Like
the
you're just
Middle
one.
Eastern genetics are untouchable. I will say it, like I will go on the record saying the Middle Eastern genetics are fucking untouchable in
They really are.
bodybuilding. It's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
And then we got the
What a
one
cutthroat
Canadian that
sport,
beats
man.
us all.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, shit.
Yeah,
We
he's kind
all
of a
love
wild card.
C-Bum now.
Yeah, he's like, it's funny because I feel like it's kind of cliche. It's like, who's your favorite bodybuilder? You're like, oh, Sebum. You're like, you must not bodybuild because everyone knows who he is, and
Yeah.
you're
It's like
just
saying
saying that.
LeBron James.
Right, exactly. But I'm like, but he really is, just because it's like, one, like, yeah, he's got a great physique, but two, he has a brain. He
Yeah.
actually
Yes.
is emotionally intelligent, and
Hmm.
I think he actually is a great example for men. Not he teaches like how to show emotion, and that's okay, and he talks
Mhm.
about his struggles and whatever. So he's not just some meathead that
Yes.
is like, it's all about just masculinity being presented in this one certain way. So I think he's been great for the sport, and just like great for younger men in general as an example. So I'm just like, he's still my favorite because like as a person, I like him. Like his character speaks loudly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not just that, but also like he's a pretty smart dude too. Like if you just watch one of
yeah,
his videos, you'd be like, "Damn, that dude's actually pretty smart. He's not just a giant meatball." So,
yeah, yeah. He really is. Like when you watch, he's like always got something inspiring to say. He doesn't
hmm
even try.
yeah,
He's just so philosophical, and you're like, oh, okay, he just pulled that out of his ass. But
yeah. It's
that
like,
was really,
there you go.
yeah. I'm gonna keep that in my pocket for next time because that was a good thing to remember.
I
Right
went
under
to
your
high
spot.
school with his therapist. We went to high school together.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I was like, no shit. But
I'd
he,
be like,
dude, from a business perspective too. I mean, all the
Oh
businesses
yeah.
that he's fronting and shit. Oh my
Yep.
God. Like he just did it right. No
yeah,
controversy, no
Yep.
bullshit. No, I love that he stays away from political shit, like to where you wouldn't even know what side he might fall on type shit.
mhm,
I always love that. And then all of these businesses that he's been a part of. I mean,
yeah,
he's just continuing to make the right decisions. He seems like a great dad. He's got his daughter. Um, and like you guys said, and I was thinking the same thing too, for these young men, because bodybuilding seems to be kind of like a conservative, Republican, white Christian type deal. A lot of these young men are being pushed to be like the masculine, like kind of gross. And Chris is a really like, I'm not gonna say sensitive or soft, but he's just like a gentle dude. And like
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Women
yeah,
prefer that. Like, believe it or not, like you'll never listen to him when they say it, but like, yeah, like he's a cool ass dude.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason a lot of the girls like him too.
Exactly,
So,
dude. Like men
but
and women alike love this dude. So he's doing something right by not being a fucking jackass.
yeah, and he's not up on stage like thanking God when he wins. And like, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just kind of like, it always just makes me laugh because I'm like, yeah, God, just like he doesn't give a fuck about the starving children in Africa. But he definitely helped you win the Olympia and like
Yeah.
do all the steroids because it's like I grew up religious, and steroids would have been a big fat no, because your body is supposed to be a temple. You're supposed to like treat it right. You shouldn't even really be drinking and that sort of thing, let alone doing illegal things. And so it's always hilarious to me when I see people like, Derek Lunsford being like a Christian, like very hardcore. I'm just like, dude, you
His
is
body is a
like
temple of primo, testosterone, T-ball,
Trin. I always
and
say the
Trini.
holy, like, yeah, Holy Trinity is what I
Yeah.
like to call it.
Yes, that part.
Yeah.
So many
We got the
compounds.
trans Chris Bumstead right here, man. That's you right now. The trans.
Oh boy.
We got this sensitive, nice guy. He knows what he's doing. Like, yes, dude. I love this for you.
Oh man. I wish, but yeah, I definitely not on the Bumstead level. I'm too much of an asshole too, so
I think at some point we're all assholes.
yeah, I think we probably have our own like ways of being assholes. I think there's just things that like piss me off about uh either it's, I mean, for example, like community situations where someone's trying to take advantage and using shitty marketing to like get their way, or like
Yes.
I'm not kind in those areas. Like I try to be as understanding as possible, but at the end of the day, I'm just one of those persons that feels very strongly about values and like
How do you
not
sleep
taking
at
advantage
night?
of people. Yeah. It's like I've been taken advantage of, and I don't ever want to do that to other people. So when you see it, it's like, ugh, it's enraging.
Yeah. Scott, we end up back on that on like every episode. The whole like, we're a marginalized community, and you have people in our community making false promises. And like, if it comes down to a client is between paying for their hormones or paying for your coaching, you're going to kind of like coerce them into paying for coaching instead type shit.
Yeah.
And that's fucked.
Extremely fucked.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Like
also
it's
goes.
always okay to like it's okay to have like boundaries and have a way of doing things, but there's always an exception. You don't have to be so by the book to where someone is like my grandma's dying and I need to help out with money or something, and you can't just be like, we had an agreement, so sorry, grandma. It's like,
Dude, yeah. Like your grandma would want you to be fit, so go ahead and pay that bill. Like what the hell? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what only genuine coaches on this podcast. So it's like, I'll make this announcement now. Any coach that we've had on here is a genuine coach that we would refer to anybody that we trust, that we like. We're not saving the space for shit ass coaches, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, now I feel special. I passed the test.
Yeah, you passed the vibe check for sure. Let's see. That was for the younger generation. You passed the vibe check, man.
Oh, the fact that we
Cody, what do you got
said
planned
that
for
at
this
the
year?
same time.
As far as like competing,
I know there's only 6 months left, which is terrifying. But maybe even in the next 5 months, Scott's over it. Shit, whatever. Like the world's gonna end in 3 months. So what are you gonna do then? No, 12 months, 18 months. What is it? If you could talk about it, what are you working for? Where do you see yourself? Anything? Where's the puck going in the next 6, 12, 18 months for you?
Definitely, getting my health back in order, and I mean, I'm not dying, but you know what I mean. But getting back to normal and getting my energy levels up, so I'm able to work towards building, filling out when I might be able to compete next. So that's probably like the priority. As far as like my own fitness journey goes, right now I'm just getting a lesson of trying to just chill, and because I'm the type of person who's like, I need a goal. I need a goal constantly. So I'm just like, your goal right now is to be as healthy as possible. It's not as fun.
What the hell is
But
this?
yeah. But like, I don't know, business wise, just to continue coaching and just try to build back what that other business coach took away from me, and self-esteem and ego included.
Dude,
Yeah.
me and Scott are gonna jump her. I shouldn't say that,
I
man. What if
mean,
she pisses off the wrong person and she actually gets jumped and then they're gonna be like, "We have a podcast." We'll do the thing where I crouch down on all fours and Scott, you talk to her and then push her over me, and then we'll just run away. No, dude, I'm pissed. I'm honestly pissed about this. Like and it was on Instagram then where
I
what was
actually
it
like
on?
found her through an old coach.
Oh
So
my
it's
God.
like, yeah,
That's
coach
the
slash
worst.
mentor. Yeah, I would never have known about her. I was in one of his little mentorship classes, and he gave her a slot. Still does it to talk about what she does in her business, and that's how she sucked me in. Um, and I even asked, I was like, "What do you think of her?" And he was like, "She's the best." He doesn't know because he's never worked with her. To this day, I don't think he understands how she really operates. Sometimes I want to tell him, but at the same time, like, he might not care. Maybe he does know.
Yeah.
So I just trusted the wrong people.
Yeah.
And it was like, it caught me in a point where it's like you have busy times, you have slow times. Caught me in a slow time, and I don't I don't know if it ever stops, but as a business owner, you always have this like everything's going to come crashing down. It's always just in the back of your mind. So it was heightened because it was a slow time. So got the best of me with, you know, insecurities. And I think those types of people just know how to feed off people's insecurities. So whenever you're operating out of scarcity, like really, really check yourself and be honest with yourself. Are you making that a decision out of scarcity, or is it something that you actually need or want? And that's what I just try to like live by now. Nothing good ever happens with a decision that's made out of scarcity. It
Mhm.
just doesn't.
Yeah. Shit, that's facts, man.
We have a
I hate
request
that
to
stuff.
see your dog.
Which one?
Yep. Wait a minute. No, wait a minute.
All of them.
I've got I've got two. Let's see here. So we got Carly. She's like the bigger, older one. Let's pick her up.
Oh, I see the other, the other one's
She's like,
like,
"What is happening?" So
Oh,
yeah,
jeez.
that's
hi,
Carly.
pretty.
Yeah, she makes the
She's like,
cameos on
why'd
your
you wake me
walks in the
from my
morning.
nap?
Yep. So she's the big one. She's 13. So
Oh my God.
had her for a while. And we got this little demon. He's he's 3, so he's got a lot more energy, but he's very sweet, um, and loves everybody.
Oh,
He's
love
always the one that's just like an attention whore.
it. He just looks happy to be here, man.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're definitely pro
Anytime.
petser.
Yes.
Do you guys have pets?
I would
Yeah, I
love
got a
to
little chihuahua.
have a dog at the house, but I work 70 hours a week, so I can't really
Oof.
do that.
Dude, you are the
What do you?
dog at your house. You are the dog.
What do you do for work?
I work for the government.
Okay.
Boo. Every time you
First of
say that,
all,
I boo in my head.
I love my job, alright?
He
There's
doesn't
no
work in the
buts.
finance department, luckily, though. See, I have my commit tax fraud flag behind me here.
What do you do for work?
Exactly. I'll do some landscaping, brother.
Nice.
It's my
Mm,
my art. So I get
cool.
the business first because I run my own landscaping company. So when
Oh,
you're
nice.
like, business is slow and like it gets scary, and at any sec, I felt so hard that at any second you feel like it could come crashing down. And you're like, oh shit, shit'll wake you
Yep.
up out of a dead sleep in the middle of the night. Just
Yeah,
Oh
start
yeah.
thinking about, and it's like, dude.
I definitely feel that too because I also own my own personal training business as a powerlifting coach. So while I do have my business, my job to fall back on, I still get that sense of when is this going to come crashing down feeling. So I
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely feel that.
It's income
Yeah.
regardless. If it's a side hustle, if it's your main shit, whatever it
Yeah.
is, like it's income. And right now, everybody needs all of it. So to think about losing 30% of your income overnight or something like that, I mean, shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's scary, man.
It's a lot. I mean, even if you have, it kind of happens in chunks sometimes. It's like you get a few clients all at the same time, and then you get a few clients that all leave at the same time. You're just like,
Mhm.
what? But it can be a big chunk if you have like 3 people leave. within a month, depending how much you charge, that could be a good amount.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little nerve wracking sometimes, but that's why you build a savings, which I was doing, and then someone
Dude.
stole it. So that's where the anxiety was like, I have no cushion.
Yeah.
What do I do?
I mean, shit, yeah. Do you worry about like, because for me, when I'm out mowing grass, there's no shortage of landscapers rolling by, and we're all just like glaring at each other because it's like, yeah, as soon as I leave, you're gonna come knock on the door. And I had a dude put a door hanger on a house for his business, and he was like, "Sorry, man." I was like, "You're not sorry," but
You're
like, do
like, we'll
you
take
guys?
that.
Yeah, exactly. I'll wipe my ass with it. Do you guys worry about like your clients are on Instagram all day or wherever and everybody's posting and trying to get clients and bullshitting and AI and everything else? Do you like sweat a little bit when you see that
uh,
stuff, or is it like, no, my clients know me, I know them?
I think it depends. I wouldn't necessarily say like sweat about it, because at the end of the day, uh, you won't mesh with everybody. Everyone's got different personalities or has different coaching styles. So, usually you find someone that you work well with, you mesh with. So some people might not mesh well with me, and then maybe they'll find someone else they do.
Yeah.
So it's like in that sense, it's like I don't sweat. Like sometimes you do when you feel like there's always like a new shiny toy, like a new coach that everyone flocks to for a
Yeah.
bit, and then you're kind of like, oh, I'm old news, whenever. But like, yeah, at the end of the day, it's really like how you are forming your relationships with clients and if you work well together and stuff like that. But people got to give you that chance first too. So,
Yeah.
it can be a little nerve wracking. But yeah, it's like it feels, saturated at times. So it's like, yeah, it feels saturated, but we also probably follow a lot of coaches. We're seeing a lot of the same
Yeah.
content,
True.
but not everyone is following like 80 different coaches.
I always forget that, dude. I always forget that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm looking at every trans bodybuilder power lifter on the internet right now. Of course, I'm seeing all this shit, but there are a lot of people that have no idea who the three of us are and have never
Yeah.
seen our pages type shit. Like,
Yeah.
I somehow my world feels big and small because I'm like, wait, you didn't hear about that? Like, no, dude. I'm looking at you
Yeah.
guys all day. I haven't heard other shit that's going on. Like,
Or randomly I'll come across someone um, who's like a trans bodybuilder that I had never heard of. And I'm like, where did you come from? Because it used to
yeah,
be pretty small. And now it's like, you know, popping up everywhere. So I'm just like, oh, okay.
yeah,
Still finding people I didn't know existed.
Yeah. World's a
no,
nice, big old, vast place.
dude.
Yeah. It's
I'd
big
be
but
getting
small at the same time.
jealous as a coach. I gotta say, like if I went to my clients and they were like following other coaches or something like that, I'd be like DMing their ass. I'd be like, so I saw that you're following Cody and Scott, so I'm just wondering like what's that about? Like, am I not enough for you as a coach
We're
type
not good
shit? Like I'm sitting
enough.
here thinking about yeah, where I'd be like, so I'm gonna need you to delete every coach that you're currently following. Like I'm such a jealous motherfucker. I hate it, and I shouldn't admit it, but it's like whatever. I ain't even gonna hide it. Like so, I would be if I had clients and they were on social media. I would hate it. I would absolutely hate it.
Man, I mean, there's definitely, we all have our moments. But I think it's something that comes with time too. I probably would be more aware of that, like in the beginning when I was just starting out, because you feel like you don't have a lot of footing, and you're just kind of like, how do I
Yeah.
make this work?
Mhm.
But once you like know who you are as a coach, you feel a little bit
At
more
ease,
confident.
at home.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like you're not just trying to like be like the other guys. Like you got your thing. You try just to put your blinders on and like not like pay attention to what's happening around you, and just kind of keep doing your thing. But yeah.
Yeah. What would you say then to any, I mean, trans or cis, but trans is kind of our name in the game here. Somebody who's thinking about getting into coaching, would you say you should get some sort of like NASM or something like that first, or you should take clients at a discounted rate, or no, just jump into it and kind of feel out from there? Or like, what you're running into online coaching, what things are you about to run straight into that you didn't quite expect? What would you say, both of you?
I would definitely say, like, if you've got no experience, a certificate is a good place to start. Do I think
Mhm.
certificates are going to teach you everything you need to know about coaching? It's going to make you the best coach? No, they hardly teach you anything that you use in coaching to be real. Uh, but it at least teaches you the basics, and you always have to continue to educate yourself from there. And you learn a lot while you're working, like on the job. I was someone who started at a discounted rate uh, because I just didn't feel right charging like a full price. So like when I first started out, uh, I started coaching people for free before I was certified, and then when I was certified, I was charging $65 a month. So there was a good amount of time that I was, just basically trying to learn on the job and not take advantage of people at the same time. But yeah, I definitely think that's a good place to start. Education is very important. Um, there's a lot of coaches out there that don't have certificates, but they've generally been doing this for so long they didn't exist yet. So we've got like any bodybuilding coach that I have had is not certified except for the last one is at least has like a bachelor's in nutrition. So it's like they don't have a certification, but that's obviously more
Yeah.
than just a NASM certification. So it's like a certificate doesn't make you a good coach, but it's like the entry level position. I feel like you should probably take if you've got
Yep.
no experience.
Yep.
Otherwise, who knows what you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I see that a lot. People that coach themselves and they'll make really, really great progress. And then they turn to online coaching. And my mindset, my thought process has always been training yourself is obviously vastly different than training somebody else. I mean, you live in your body all day. And
Yep.
so if you're
Yeah.
not asking probing questions to your clients, or you don't know what to ask, or you don't know that sometimes you do go up 2 pounds, but it's not anything that needs to be adjusted on the plan type shit. Um, would you say then, if you've lost 100 pounds, or you've competed in your first powerlifting meet and you took second, that you're in a safe position to start coaching someone? Or do you think there's still a place? Where's the place between after that, where you've coached yourself to where now you need to look before you start taking other people?
And I mean, yeah, people don't understand, like, it's vastly different. Even if you're someone who enjoys working out, I feel like people are like, oh, I love working out, I'm going to coach people. And then they're the worst coaches because like your enjoyment of working out is a lot different than like trying to get other people to
Yep.
enjoy working out. So that's always an interesting thing that happens. But yeah, just because you coached yourself, you lost 100 pounds, or you placed second in whatever, doesn't mean you're qualified to coach someone else, because a lot of times people end up coaching what worked for them, and it just doesn't work that way.
Right.
Everyone's different again. So what works for you can't just apply that to the rest of the population and expect they're going to get the same results. So that's usually what kind of breeds shitty coaches, in my opinion. But it's not to say like I think there's overemphasis on people being mad about, oh, people like lost a bunch of weight, so now they're coaching people, and it's just like, cool, there's nothing wrong with that, but they should probably at least be a little bit educated on what they're doing first. So I don't think anyone should just jump into it because they think they know what they're doing because it worked for them. Uh, but yeah.
As far as powerlifting goes, I think you should probably have like 2 or 3 meets under your belt, spread out, with decent amount added to your total. Because let's face it, you've got a person that does one meet and they're like, "Oh, I'm a powerlifting coach. I'm taking clients." And you see it all too often in powerlifting, and I get tired of it. So start small and then go from there. Like if you see somebody struggling with meat prep, just be like, "Hey, I can help you with meat prep, but do it for free. Get that experience, and then branch out." when they have a successful meet, find somebody else, do it again.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Scott, you got
All
anything? Cody, you got anything? Holy shit. This is crazy, man. We've been talking like 2 hours. This is insane. I've learned so much. This is good.
With minor internet interruptions in between, but
Yeah,
Wouldn't
yeah,
be
I mean,
Riverside without it.
exactly.
not wrong.
Especially with 3 people, I always am like, okay, please work. 3 people is a lot. But yeah, yeah, I'm an open book. So if there's any like last questions you guys have or can think of, always, of course, feel free to ask. Sometimes I'm not great about coming up with things that I
No, that's
missed.
cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
What advice would you give someone that's queer, trans, cis, whatever, that wants to start lifting but feels out of place?
I mean, we all started somewhere, and you're not out of place. We all have the same body parts, so it's like you are just as entitled to take up space as anyone else in the
Yep.
gym. And I know it's hard. I have really bad social anxiety, and it takes me forever to feel comfortable, even if it's like now, even if I switch gyms. I feel very like nervous and like I'm starting over again. That's just
same.
because my brain works that way. But it's like, yeah, you just have to remind yourself that like no one is allowed to take up more space than you just for whatever reason, if they're bigger than you or etc. And we're all in the gym to work on ourselves and improve ourselves. And if anyone's against that, then they're just assholes, and like that's definitely a them problem.
Yeah.
So that's just how I try to even remind myself.
Yeah.
Sure.
Miserable ass people, dude. Hurt people hurt people. That's what they say.
For sure.
Yeah. Insecure people hurt people.
Yeah.
Bro, seriously. And there's a lot of insecurity running around the gym, which is so ironic.
But yeah, I mean, we wouldn't be there otherwise. I'm like, everyone in the gym like has body dysmorphia to some extent. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Where can people find you? Social medias, what do you use? What are your handles on there? Or if they want coaching, where can they reach out to you?
Yeah, so I'd say most active platform is Instagram, and that is just at Mr. Coach Cody, just because Coach Cody was taken. So I was like, I'm gonna add a Mr. on it. And that's where it was born. I'm at Mr. Coach Cody on everything except YouTube, which is just at or not at, but Cody Talks. It's the same name I started with when I started the channel. I just haven't changed it. I could probably change that to Mr. Coach Cody, but I'm like, I don't know why. I just can't do
it. It's classic. Love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, it's like I named it that because I was so quiet and I didn't talk. So I'm like, I'll show people I talk. And that's how it was born. And now just doing podcasts. But yeah, so those are the top 2. Threads, obviously the same as Instagram. I am on X, but I'm not on it much because it's a dumpster fire. But yeah,
it's all corn anyway. So
it's all like I don't even know. Like I go in there to see what all the conservatives are talking about and what they're up to. But that is it. I'm just like, what do we have to worry about today? And then that's it.
Dude, you know what they're up to. They're keeping men out of women's sports, don't you know?
They're doing God's work.
Yeah. So glad we got that done. Like, fucking assholes.
But fuck Seriously. Our infrastructure and our economy at the same time.
Right? Yeah, I don't know what's happening anymore. It's a lot.
This is what we need is, Cody, we need you to come back and do a politics, current political climate talk, because I've seen your pods about that and stuff, and we do need to have like oh, that reminds me, fellas, check this out. I officially got my passport, and it says male. I just got it. Yes, lucky. I was over here sweating bullets, dude. And so whenever you guys are ready to go to Turks and Caicos, both of them, that was a joke. We'll go.
I still gotta get my passport. Is that your first passport or is it a renewal?
Yeah, Yeah, this is my first one.
Okay, that's probably why you got the right gender marker.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. And dude, it was like playing Frogger because people were like, "Don't do it, go do it, go do." I'm like, God bless. Like, do I do it now? And then I just ran and I like paid for the expedited, and it only took 2 weeks to do the whole process. So if you're
Dang.
listening to this at the time that we're recording it and you're getting your first and you're have your correct birth certificate and whatever else, get it done now while ACLU is in the process of suing Donald Trump and he's
Yep.
busy
Yeah.
trying to cover up the Epstein list that apparently doesn't exist anymore.
Yep.
Why do it while he's
Yeah.
distracted? Because as soon as they produce that list, he's going to go straight after us again.
Yeah, it was a little nice to get a break from like being the scapegoat for a
Dude,
second.
that's all I can think is when shit like this happens. I'm like, okay, we're good for a minute. Like, I'm gonna go pick up
Yeah.
my testosterone from the pharmacy, and like, I'm gonna do all this normal shit before he turns around and throws us under the bus again.
Yeah, for real. It's been a lot for sure. But which also brings me like, yeah, I did just start a podcast with a friend. It's called the Doom Scroll Club, and we do talk about current events and politics. So that's the newest side project. It's not something I'm talking about fitness. So yeah, that's there if anyone wants something different than fitness.
You're a man of culture. No, it's good. I listened to one of the little snippets today before we got on the call, and I was like, fuck yeah, dude. That's why I said like we need to have you on for a talk because you know your
Anytime.
shit. You're aware of what's going on. So
Well, have to be. I feel like at this point, you're just like
Yeah.
for your own safety.
No other way
dude,
around it.
yeah.
Yep, for sure. Yep.
All right, gents. I think that's gonna do it. We've been on the phone for
That's
almost
a
2
pod.
hours. So
Thanks for
Love you,
having me
man.
on and
I
chatting.
appreciate you coming on, man.
Dude,
Yeah,
yeah.
thanks. And yeah, anytime. I'm always up to come on anytime. Not that I'm inviting myself again, but you know.
No, dude, seriously, yeah. Come
Like,
on
you
over,
guys
make
want
yourself
me
a
back
snack,
on.
man. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I've
this
got a
is
couch
awesome,
if
dude.
you want to
We'd love to have
visit.
you. Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah.
Cool.
All
All
right.
right, good deal, boys. Then we'll call it. That's the pod. And Cody, we'll talk to you soon. I'm excited for this one to come out.
Yeah, same. All right. Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
All right,
guys.
boys. We'll see
Bye.
you.